All right, welcome back. Season 2, Episode 6 of the Word of Mouth podcast. And we just listened to Do Whatever Dimitri's Doing, an analogy that I used in leadership where you have people that have the heart and the will, the desire to be a good employee, worker, dude, chick, whatever, but they just don't have that self-starting initiative like some people do. And my tactic was to pair them up with somebody that did, right? So I was like, do whatever Dimitri's doing, just go do whatever he's doing every day. And I promise whatever he's doing is above board and awesome. And therefore, whatever you're doing will be above board and awesome. And then your reputation will improve because you will start to take on the reputation of Dimitri, which is the gold standard and the most solid reputation you can get, right? So then you get into giving up alcohol and you end up with all this time on your hands and you don't know what to do with it, right? Like you should be happy, right? You feel, in general, you're happier, right? You're not nauseous anymore. You're not hungover. You've got mental, but it's like you're missing that little piece, right? Like what is it? And that joy, that genuine joy, and that's what you get from kids. Kids are just genuinely, they can't wait to wake up. Right? They want life so much. They can't wait to get up, and they hate going to bed because they want to stay up and enjoy as much life as possible. They want to squeeze every second of life that they can. And the thing is, they want that life to be with you, right? They want you to watch them. They want you to pay attention to them, even though they're doing the same trick for the 2000th time, right? They want you to look at them, do it, and cheer them on, and smile, and encourage them, and hug them, and hold them, and when they're crying and they're hurt, they just want all of you. They can't get enough. The only more selfish thing on the planet than an alcoholic or an addict is a kid, because they want all of your attention, all of your time. And granted, you can't always give it to them, right? You still have life. You have adulting to do. And with the grandkids, DJ he's on the spectrum. And so sometimes he can take more attention because if he's upset or whatever, and we got to pay that to him. And so his sister suffers for that. But then I have a conscious effort now because of my mental clarity, because I don't drink, my brain's not fogged. I am aware of when I'm spending a lot of focus on DJ, and I can consciously make that time up with Dakota later on, doing one-on-one stuff with her, right? Like we go on Papa Coda dates. We just get in my car and drive. I give her my phone and she plays DJ and she just changes the music. And I'll tell you what, she's like the happiest kid in the whole world, just being in the car with me, playing DJ. And we, like, of the music, right? DJ of the music. And DJ's the same way. He loves to go to Walmart with me. I don't know why. He loves to go grocery shopping. Like, that is his thing. I think it's because it makes him feel like a big boy because he sees Papa doing it, and he wants to be a big boy too, So we go grocery shopping together. That's a thing that he and I do. And I love it so much, man. I love watching him putting the quarter in the cart at Aldi and, pulling the cart out and wheeling it around and picking out all the stuff. He does it all himself, man. It's great. I love to see it. And this is the life, man. This is the life without booze. It's awesome. It's for all of you that are listening to this that are deciding whether or not you're going to give up booze. We can't imagine this life because we're just so used to chaos all the time, right? And then you flip the script to the completely other end of the spectrum where you go from chaos, hungover, excuses, guilt, shame, disappointment, like all that's just every day a part of your life. It's running through your head all the time, to just this quiet happiness and genuine joy with the children. It's like you don't know what to do with that, right? And so most of us, we sabotage it, right? That's what we do. We don't know how to be happy. We find some way to sabotage it. And I have tried to sabotage my own happiness my entire life, right? I have sabotaged my happiness my entire life. And then you end up back down in the valley, looking up at the top of the mountain, and you start to climb back to the top, right? That's just what it is. I'm like a Joe Dirt from Waco, Texas, man. Life's a garden. You got to dig it. You got to make it work for you. You got to keep on keeping on. And this is my way of keep on keeping on, because I want to take a bunch of you with me. There's so many of you out there that alcohol is robbing you, whether you're an alcoholic or not. Even if you're a functioning alcoholic. If you drink more than 4 or 5 drinks on a regular basis, you're just a functioning alcoholic. But see, here's the thing that you probably don't know that I learned is that even at your maximum capacity when you're drinking, you're still only at 80% of your potential. So if you're a functioning alcoholic and you are just crushing it on the stock market or in the finance world or the military, guess what? You're only at 80% of your capacity. If you get up and do more than 10 people by 10 o'clock in the morning, great. But that's your reason to justify your drinking. Cool. I did that for 20 years, right? I was a very productive alcoholic, and that's how I justified it. But you know what I realized after I learned that statistic is I could have got up and done more than 20 people by 10 o'clock. Now, I was a Sailor of the Year at on the East Coast at my command, and I was the command Sailor of the Year. I was a heavy drunk during that time and still managed to be Sailor of the Year, right? But I stopped there. You know, once all the commands solidify their Sailor of the Year, then it goes up to the group, right? All the command Sailor of the Years get competed, and then they decide on a group Sailor of the Year. Then it goes up to all of Naval Special Warfare. Then that gets competed against all of the U.S. Navy Sailor of the Years, right? And then all of the branches compete. I stopped at Command Sailor of the Year. Yeah, quite the award. Don't get me wrong. Like the number one out of whatever 30, 40 E6s is a nice, award, and certainly a good justification that you've got your drinking under control and you can do both, right? Oh boy, was I wrong. All that is just a big old confidence boost in the wrong direction. But at the height of my high performance drinking, I achieved Sailor of the Year for a command. That was my 80%. That was my ceiling, because I'll never get to that 100% as long as I'm drinking. But if I wasn't drinking and I was in that top 20% that I could never got to when I was drinking, imagine how far I could have gone. Maybe I could have been the group Sailor of the Year. Maybe I could have been the Sailor of the Year for all of Naval Special Warfare. Right? I could have gone up to compete against all the Navy, but I didn't. I'll never know, because my maximum ceiling of potential when I'm drinking is 80%. And that, for me, was Command Sailor of the Year. So even if you're a functioning alcoholic, it's still robbing you, right? Because you don't have the mental clarity that you need to get that additional 20%. And the only way you're going to get that mental clarity to get that extra 20% is to stop drinking and to stay off of it for over 6 months. Then you will achieve that mental clarity. Your brain physically will recover, and you will be on your way to tapping into that additional 20% in life that you can use to excel yourself, whether it's in college, in your career, in your family, in your relationships, in your recovery, in whatever. You're going to get that extra 20% when you give up the bad stuff. And if you are a high-performing person that drinks, that's fine. Maybe 80% is just fine for you. You don't have any ambition to tap into that other 20. Good. Awesome. Good luck to you. And I hope that you can maintain that symbiotic balance between alcohol and your work-life balance, so that it doesn't become a problem for you. Because a lot of people, it doesn't become a problem for. There are people that they can take it or leave it, no big deal. And then there's some of us like me that, no, I'm going to finish every drop. And your drink too if you leave it on the table, right? So if you're one of those kind of people, then, take heed. So I'm going to pause here on the 6th episode of season 2. I've told you some of my good stories about, being off the booze and what I've seen, and just moments I've had, feelings that have come up that I never would have achieved before drinking. Noticing Christmas on my 3rd year in San Diego, right? The name on the back of my niece and nephew's jersey, the curtains and the size of the ballet, and the joy of DJ when I showed up to his track and field day and his papa was there and his smile was so genuine and he was just right at my side the whole time. Like, let me hear some of your stories. So I'm going to pause here, and the next episode will be coming from somebody else. I don't know who that person's going to be, but it'll be from somebody else.